Ron Waterman with the St. Louis Cardinals Skyped in from Ballpark Village when they set that sort of like a major beam. We Skyped in and we had a chance to see it. Now, Kelly Jackson, we send Michael Golde down to Ballpark Village via Skype for those watching on TV at KTRS.com, also at STLtoday.com. Michael Golde, what's going on at Ballpark Village?
Good morning, McGraw. Good morning, Kelly. Today they will be dropping in the final A-frame on the roof of one of these buildings down here at Ballpark Village.
Can you show us exactly what's going on here?
I can. I was hoping you would ask that. I'm going to flip the camera around here, and you can see some workers starting to get the final preparations in place. That beam is lying on the ground there. It's 100 feet long, and it's an A-frame. They're going to hoist that up using this crane right here. And they're going to drop it on the roof of this building, which sits right across from Busch Stadium.
Okay, so Michael, this is the first phase, right? And what will this entail once they are finished?
Well, this is the first phase, and this is going to include a 20,000-foot Anheuser-Busch brew house. It's going to be a beer garden and a restaurant, Anheuser-Busch themed, of course. It's also going to include a 30,000-square-foot St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. There's going to be a restaurant there, and I'm sure McGraw's favorite, an 8,000-foot cowboy bar down here.
Yes, but let's not talk about me personally. When you say an A-frame, is the A-frame, is that going to be part of a structure? Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is you can see seats being up on the roof, right? So there's going to be an ability to sort of look into the ball field. Where is this A-frame? What's the idea of the A-frame? Is that just going to be the roof of something?
This A-frame, a truss is what it's called, and it's part of the retractable roof that's going on the structure across from Busch. So there's already a handful of them in place, and this one is that's what brought us out here today. It's the celebratory A-frame beam that's being dropped into place.
Okay, so how much is all of this costing, and when do they hope to have this first phase done?
This whole Ballpark Village is $650 million. I'm told phase one is about $100 million, and it should be completed by spring of 2014. Of course, this has been a long time coming. They've been talking about getting this project underway since they started talking about building a new stadium down here, which was, I guess they threw around that idea in the year 2000. That finally got built in 2006, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, it was pushed back quite a few years, but progress is definitely being made. They've already torn down a few buildings downtown. The Bowling Hall of Fame, of course, no longer standing, and they're making room downtown.
Actually, the Bowling Hall of Fame left to go to Texas, actually.
Well,
Mr. Rick Perry is very happy about that.
Yeah, you should take the Bowling Hall of Fame. We didn't want them. We'd much rather have Ballpark Village. All right.
Location of my pizza party, by the way, the Bowling Hall of Fame. A little trivia for you.
The A-frame is going up now. When is it going up?
First, there's going to be a little press conference at 10 o'clock. That's going to be happening here in the shadows of these downtown buildings. And so then after that ceremony wraps up, then they will hoist the A-frame into place, and then they're going to give a guided tour for members of the media. So I'm looking forward to checking out some of the more nuts and bolts of the project. And
the retractable roof is going to retract over what?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I guess it'll be part of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame and the Anheuser-Busch Brew House.
Right.
And the Cowboy Bar. I guess the main three flagships of the first phase will all be encompassed underneath the retractable roof.
Don't you find it funny that Stan Kroenke wants a retractable roof for his football stadium, but the Cardinals are going to get one for Ballpark Village?
Yes, I do.
I still, it's hard for me to visualize all of this. Retractable roof,
right.
All this stuff, but I just wonder how well St. Louis will be able to support all of these new venues. We're talking a big cowboy bar,
right.
A beer place, and there's still so many places around Ballpark Village as it is right now.
Right. I don't know. That's a great question. I'm sure it'll find its level somewhere. I'm sure the first couple of years it'll be really big because everyone wants to go and check it out, but at some point, it'll find its level, and I'm sure there's Michael Golde. There's going to be a venue, right? So it's going to be a venue for comedians or bands, or they've sort of planned that this size venue is going to be perfect for a niche, right?
Sure, and they've also included a lot of parking down here too, and it's actually been a point of contention. They've built 400 new parking spaces downtown. And that has a lot of people up in arms saying, hey, a bunch of parking spots in the heart of a major metropolitan city is kind of an eyesore, just an empty lot in the middle of a bustling downtown area. They think it would be better suited for, skyscrapers or more residential housing or even more downtown bars, something to that effect. They're also saying it could be a little bit of a drag on the economy here. The parking lots that belong to the Cardinals, I think, are going to be taking away income from the city.
Well, the funny thing is that the Cardinals own that property, so the Cardinals, from what I understand, is a private business, and they can do anything they want because there is no tax dollars going into this. Very little tax dollars.
But some of the folks are saying maybe the Cardinals, I don't want to say owed it to the city of St. Louis to maybe come up with a better plan to better fill in parts of downtown rather than just paving empty lots for cars.
Yeah, well, I think the Cardinals pay a lot in taxes, so I think the city owes the Cardinals. The Cardinals don't owe the city anything.
I think the parking spaces. I work downtown. You used to live downtown, McGraw.
Right.
They need the extra parking.
I was at the game last night. I pulled right in. It was great. Pulled right up to the. I loved the
because
extra
you're
parking.
McGraw.
Well, no, I had to pay. I had to pay, but I mean, I loved it because you were just easy in, easy out. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Those spots are $20 a pop, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't. I had to pay the $20, but yeah, no. Well, you pay for convenience, I guess. All right, Michael Golde, live from Ballpark Village. Are you going to have your hard hat on when you go take that tour?
I will. They're going to make us sign some waivers, sign our life away so we don't get crushed and don't sue the Cordish Corporation who's in charge of building this thing.
And they're still on pace to open up for opening day next year.
Yeah, opening day 2014. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Michael Golde with sunglasses, looking very cool.
Yes, you don't want to hurt his pretty little head, so he has to put that hard hat
looking
on.
very smooth as a KTRS reporter. Michael Golde live.
It is.
Yes.
It is hot down here too, McGraw.
Oh, you are hot. There's no question about it, Michael Golde. You are hot. Michael Golde live from Ballpark Village here on the radio and on Skype at stltoday.com, also KTRS.com. Michael Golde, thanks. We should say, Kelly Jackson, that the last time we had Michael Golde Skype in, he Skyped in from the Despicable Me blimp.
Oh, the Despicable Me blimp?
Yes, he Skyped in, and we saw him get on the blimp.
He was actually on the blimp?
He was on the blimp, Skyped in as it took off from Alton. We posted that online, and the women swooned.
Because they got to see what he looked
They
like?
got to see Michael Golde.
He's hot.
So there was a little bit of a run on Michael Golde online.
They're like, forget about the blimp.
I mean, I don't want to say it was like Danny Partridge or anything, but his
Partridge.
His shirt did come back a little ripped. That's all I'm saying. Now, can we all agree? When Rick Perry comes to town, he's canceled the event. He's not coming on the show here.
Don't totally count him out.
We don't know where he's going, but we do know where he's not going. The only thing confirmed is that he's not coming on this show. However, that might change.
I would not count it out.
I would count it out. Trust me, Rick Perry's not coming on this show.
I'm an optimist.
He was scheduled to come on the show. He's not going on. See, what I would do is I'd take Rick Perry to Ted Drew's. And I'd say,
know what? And by the way, I was just there yesterday, and you've made it big when they have a concrete named after you. You are big time, McGraw.
Well, did you?
I didn't
order
try it though.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I'm not that big time. What did you have at Ted Drew's?
I made up my own thing. I had.
You had the Kelly Jackson.
Yeah, I had the Kelly Jackson with oatmeal cookie and almonds and chocolate.
Oh.
It was a mini though, I promise.
Was that? Do you get that all the time there?
Well, I don't go that often.
They're a sponsor of the show. You go every day.
But here's a true story. When I moved back from California 3 years ago, drove into St. Louis, the first place I stopped was the Arch and to take a picture of my dog since we arrived, and Ted Drew's. That was the very first place.
That's what's you're home, right?
Yes.
You're home. So I think if we take Rick Perry to Ted Drew's, he might say, you know what, Texas companies, you need to move to St. Louis.
Exactly.
That's how good Ted Drew's is. It's a St. Louis tradition. Our grandparents have done it. Our grandkids will do it. Kelly Jackson and her dog do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ted Drew's. It's a St. Louis tradition. You heard what Kelly Jackson orders. I ordered the McGraw concrete, half Oreo, half Heath, and we should come up with a Rick Perry concrete.
What would that be?
I don't know. Something that says get out of town. Leave us alone. Ted Drew's, 2 locations, 6726 Chippewa, 4224 South Grand. The kids are back at school. The kids are back in college. Time to take a breather and enjoy the last few moments of summer right there in the parking lot at Ted Drew's. It's a St. Louis tradition. Ted